All right, here we are at lesson number 6. We're on page 53, subtracting rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers are any number that we can write as a fraction. Some decimals are rational numbers, but not all of them. We can write some fractions as some decimals as fractions, but we can't write all of them. The ones that go on forever, we cannot write. Well, the ones that don't have a pattern that go on forever, we cannot write as a fraction. So number 1 says solve each equation mentally, or we can use the calculator. Okay, so if we have a positive number here and we want to get rid of it, we're going to subtract it. So I just have to go 458 minus 247. Okay, so using my calculator, if I type in 458 minus 247, I get 211. So 211. Same thing here. I have a positive number that I need to get rid of, and so I subtract it. So 58, 92, minus 43, 87. Okay? Use a calculator. I know it says not to, but do it anyways. 58.92 minus 43.87. 15.05. And then same thing here. Positive number we need to get rid of, so we're going to go 51 over 8 minus 15 over 8. 51 over 8, 51 ABC 8 minus 15 ABC 8 is 4.5. Okay, so use your calculator. Rewrite each addition equation as a subtraction equation. We just did that on the side. All right, turning the page, 54. A mountaineer is changing elevations. Write an expression that represents the difference between the final elevation and the beginning of the elevation. So difference means subtract. So all we got to do is go final minus beginning. So the first one's done for us. And it looks like my book is the same as your book. So here we go. So we just take the first problem. Let me get a pen here. So 50 minus 400. Okay. Using a calculator, 50 minus 400 is negative 350. Okay, then we do the next one, negative 120 minus 400. So using my calculator, negative 120, be sure to hit that negative button, minus 400 gives me negative 520. Okay, then the next one, 610, final elevation minus beginning, negative 200. Okay, so you got to remember that negative and minus, if I type it in my calculator just like that, I go 610 minus negative 200. So the first one's a minus, the second one's a negative, okay, which is 810. Or you can remember, if I have two minuses in the middle, which I do here, I can just turn that into a plus. So 610 plus 200 is 810. So let's look at the next one. Negative 50 minus negative 200. So there's two minuses in the middle. So we can just turn this into a big plus. So negative 50 plus 200 is 150. Okay. The next one, negative 500. Minus negative 200, turn this into a big plus, so it's negative 500 plus 200, I get negative 300. And then 0 minus negative 200, well, if there's two minuses in the middle, it turns into a plus, so 200. 0 plus 200 is 200. Okay? So, there you have it. Use your calculator. All right, ready for more? We're going to skip. Okay, does the order matter? Page 55. Find the value of each subtraction expression. Well, 3 minus 2 is 1. In my calculator, 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 5 minus negative 9, which is really 5 plus 9, is 14. Negative 9 minus 5 is negative 14. You seen the pattern here? Negative 11 minus 2 is negative 13. 2 minus negative 11 is really 2 plus 11, which is 13. 6 minus negative 3 is really negative 6 plus 3, which is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. Okay, Same thing here for the bottoms. Negative 1.2 plus 3.6 is 2.4, so this one's going to be negative 2.4. And negative 1/2, negative 2.5 plus 3.5 is 1, so this is going to be negative 1. Okay? So the order does matter because having a positive number and having a negative number, different numbers. Okay? So a positive number and a negative number are two different numbers, so the order does matter. What do you notice about the problems? Well, they're switched. And what do you notice about their values? Well, they're opposites. Okay? And that's it. So looking at the summary, when we talk about the difference of two numbers, we mean subtract them. Usually we subtract them in the order they are named. For example, the difference of 8 and negative 6, 8 comes first in the problem. So it's going to be 8 minus negative 6. Now remember, when we subtract a negative, when there are two minuses in the middle, it really turns into addition problem. So it's really 8 plus 6, which is 14. Okay? Notice when you subtract them in the opposite order, so negative 6 minus 8 is going to be negative 14. In general, the distance between the two numbers a and b are on the number line is the absolute value of a minus b. Notice the distance between the two numbers is always positive no matter the order, but the difference can be positive or negative depending on the order. So for your assignments, you're looking at number 1 and number 4 in your book. So number 1, how much warmer is 82 than 40? Well, we're just going to subtract. We're just going to go 82 minus 40. And same thing for letter B. How much warmer is 82 than negative 40? So 82 minus negative 40, which really turns into 82 plus 40. Okay? And then on number 4 in your book, which will be number 2 in Canvas, just type them in how they are in your book, or type them in how they are on the screen or in your book into your calculator and just hit equal. Okay? Remember, you can always send me an email if you have questions.